Good morning. In this lecture of UV visible spectroscopy, we are going to learn calculation of lambda max by Woodward and Fisher rules, especially for dynes and enons. In this part, we will be dealing with calculation of lambda max by Woodward Fisher rules for dynes. So, Robert Burns Woodward was an American organic chemist. In 1945, he gave certain rules for correlating lambda max of structure. In 1959, Louis Frederick Fisher, he was also American organic chemist, he modified these rules with more experimental data, and the modified rule is known as Woodward-Fisher rules. Lambda max for a given structure is calculated by relating the position and degree of substitution of chromophore. In other words, Woodward-Fisher rules are useful for theoretically calculating the expected lambda max value for a particular compound, in particular in this case for a dyne. So Woodward and Fisher, they proposed some numerical details. This table explains the values related to structural aspects. Base value for heteroannular or acyclic dyne structure which is proposed is 214 nanometers. Base value for homoannular dyne is 253 nanometers. There are certain increments for specific positions, specific substituents. Double bond extended conjugation, addition of 30 nanometers. Alkyl substituent or ring residue. When it is present in ring, it is called as a ring residue. When it is present in acyclic form, it is called as alkyl substituent. Increment is of 5 nanometers. Exocyclic double bond 5 plus 5 nanometers. Acetate group, no increment. Ether group plus 6 nanometers. Thiether group plus 30 nanometers. Bromine, chlorine, etc. These halogens are there. So plus 5 nanometers, and secondary amine group plus 60 nanometers. Again, this is a similar type of table which explains for acyclic dyne, heteroannular dyne, homoannular dyne, and for different substituents based upon the nature of substituent there are increments. Alkyl group 5, alkoxy 6, halogens as I mentioned earlier 5, COR and O, that is ether, and acyl group 0 increment. Double bond extended 30, one bond exocyclic to ring 5, and if exocyclic to 2 rings there is increment of 10 nanometers. So these values are useful for calculating theoretically the expected lambda max values for a given compound having dyne structure. So before going into details, let us see what are the possible structures of dynes. So this chart gives different possible dynes. The dynes given in this chart are of different types. This dyne which is labeled as A, it is a conjugated acyclic dyne. When two double bonds are separated by a single bond, it is a dyne system, and when the separation is of a single bond, it is conjugated dyne. In earlier classes we have seen dynes are cumulated, conjugated and isolated. So here we are going to consider conjugated dyne system. This structure A is a conjugated acyclic dyne because the structure is acyclic and there is conjugation between two double bonds. This structure B is again acyclic dyne, but to the dyne structure there are two rings attached, A and B ring. One double bond is exocyclic to ring A and one bond is exocyclic to ring B. Means this ring is there, to this ring A this bond is exocyclic, and to this ring B this bond is exocyclic. Means it is a acyclic dyne having two exocyclic double bonds to two rings A and B. So this is structure B. Then this third structure, structure C, is a semi-cyclic die, because in this case one double bond is outside the ring and other double bond is inside the ring. So it is a semi-cyclic diene, and again such dienes are to be considered for calculation. When both the double bonds are present in a single ring, it is called as homoannular diene. These are all examples of homoannular dienes. They differ in some aspects. So in this case, both the double bonds are present in ring A. In this case, both the double bonds are present in ring A with a different position. In this case also, it is again homoannular diene with a different position, and last case is also homoannular diene with different position. So we shall see the details of these structures. In structure D, both double bonds are endocyclic. When the double bonds are present inside a single ring, it is called as endocyclic ring. In structure D, as I mentioned, both the double bonds are endocyclic. So this structure is homoannular diene with endocyclic double bonds. In structure E, double bond B is exocyclic. Double bond B is exocyclic to this ring B. Ring B is there. To ring B, there is one exocyclic double bond indicated by letter B. So in this case, one carbon is common with the ring and other is exocyclic to the ring. So structure in this structure E, the bond B is exocyclic to ring B. Let us consider next case. In F, both the double bonds are exocyclic to ring B. This is ring B. So this double bond is exocyclic and this double bond is also exocyclic. Means the exocyclic nature in case of E is shown by only one double bond. In this case, it is shown by two double bonds. So both the double bonds are exocyclic to B. In structure G, both double bonds are endocyclic. Like structure number D, in case of G also, both the double bonds are endocyclic in nature. So during the calculation of lambda max values, we must know the exact nature and we must learn the exact structure of the compound, because considering the knowledge about the structure, we are going to calculate the different values. So this is a case of heteroannular dienes. The heteroannular dienes are those compounds where the conjugation is there but the double bonds are present in two different rings. In structure H, let us consider this structure. There are two rings A and B, and double bond A is exocyclic to B. Two double bonds are present in two rings and double bond A is exocyclic to ring B, because A bond has a common carbon with ring B. In case of structure I, this is a tricyclic structure. In this structure, the double bond B is exocyclic to A and C. So two rings are there, ring A and ring E is there, ring C is there. In between A and C there is a double bond indicated by or shown by letter B. So this B double bond is having exocyclic nature to both the rings A and C. So let us consider this structure. The first structure number 1 is just a double bond containing compound. Structure 2, in structure 2 both the double bonds are present in two rings, in different rings. The double bond present within ring B is exocyclic to ring A, whereas endocyclic to ring B. B ring, it is inside B, so endocyclic to B, and it is actually it is heteroannular diene. In structure 3, for example, double bond present in ring A is exocyclic to B. Double bond present in ring A is exocyclic to this ring B. Similarly, double bond present in B is exocyclic to this ring A. Exo means which is away from the ring system, having a common carbon. Exocyclic to ring A. In next structure, structure number 4, both double bonds are present within the ring B. It is homoannular diene, or the double bonds are endocyclic, making them endocyclic to ring B, while both the double bonds are exocyclic to ring A. This is ring A, one double bond is exocyclic, other double bond is also exocyclic. So both the double bonds are exocyclic to ring A. In this structure number 5, the double bond present in the ring B is exocyclic to ring A and ring C. Similarly, the double bond present in ring A is exocyclic to ring B. Let us repeat once again. The double bond present in ring B is exocyclic to ring A, and it is also exocyclic to ring C. Similarly, the double bond present in the ring A is exocyclic to ring B. So exocyclic double bonds are having one carbon common with the ring and other is exocyclic to the structure. So in this structure, in this example number 6, the double bond is exocyclic to two different rings. The double bond is exocyclic to ring A as well as to ring B at the same time. In such cases, the contribution is considered 2 times. Now let us have some calculation, some simple examples in this session. In structure number A, the base value is 214 nanometers because it is a cyclic diene. During calculation, we have to sort out the diene portion. So in this case, the diene portion is this one. Okay. So the type of the diene is acyclic. Base value for acyclic diene as given by Woodward-Fisher rules is 214 nanometers. Then one alkyl substituent. Whenever we consider the diene system, we have to see this diene system is there. Then in this diene system, there is only one this alkyl substituent. When it is present in acyclic system, it is alkyl substituent. When it is present in ring, we say it has ring residue. So the alkyl substituent shown by A, this shown by A is alkyl substituent. So there is increment by 5 nanometers. As a result, 214 nanometers base value for acyclic diene plus increment of 5 nanometers for one alkyl substituent makes it 219 nanometers. So the value of lambda max for this particular diene will be 219 nanometers. Let us consider the second example. In this case, the first case was acyclic diene. In this second case, the same structure is converted into a cyclic diene. So the ring is completed. Okay. So the difference will be now, in the first case it is base value related to acyclic diene. In this case the base value is related to semi-cyclic diene. The diene is semi-cyclic because one double bond is outside the ring, other diene is inside the ring. So base value is 214 again. Then consider the conjugated system. In this conjugated system, there is one alkyl substituent A and there is another alkyl substituent B. So just consider those substituents which are related to only those 4 carbons which are part of conjugated system. So in short, this structure has a alkyl substituent A and another alkyl substituent B. So 2 alkyl substituents make it 2 into 5, 10 nanometers. Then this double bond which is outside the ring is exocyclic to this ring system. This ring system is there. To this ring system, the double bond is exocyclic because one carbon is in the ring system and other is exocyclic. So it is the exocyclic double bond, and therefore there is increment of 5 nanometers. So 214 for semicyclic diene, 2 alkyl substituents plus 10 and 1 double bond exocyclic plus 5. So the total becomes 229 nanometers. So we are supposed to calculate these values by systematically giving the references as per the Woodward-Fisher rules or Woodward-Fisher chart. Let us consider few more examples. So in this structure C, it is a cyclic diene again. As I mentioned repeatedly, you have to identify the diene system. The diene system in this case is CH2, this carbon, carbon, again CH2. So this makes the diene system. The diene system is acyclic. Therefore, for such acyclic diene, the base value will be 214 nanometers. Then, when we consider the diene structure, there are two substituents. Which are those? One substituent is A. This methyl group is one substituent. It is symbolized by A. It is indicated by A. And other substituent is B, which is again CH3 group. So these are two alkyl substituents, and therefore there is increment of 2 into 5, that is 10 nanometers. So 214 is the base value, and increment of 10 for two alkyl substituents gives the value 224 nanometers. So lambda max for this structure C will be 224 nanometers. Let us consider this structure D. In this case, the diene is, the structure is like this. It begins from first ring, then it ends in the second ring. So it is a diene in which both the double bonds are present in different rings. So it is a heteroannular diene. Therefore, the base value for heteroannular diene is 214 nanometers. 214 nanometers. Then there are three alkyl substituents. These alkyl substituents are substituent A to the first carbon, substituent B to the second carbon, substituent C to the fourth carbon. Okay, so three alkyl substituents. Actually these are ring residues. These are present in the ring. So three alkyl substituents, 3 into 5, that is increment by 15 nanometers. Then consider both the rings. A and B rings are there. The double bond in the first ring is exocyclic to B. Ring B is there. So to ring B, the double bond in the first ring is exocyclic. So one carbon-carbon double bond exocyclic to ring B gives increment of 5 nanometers. So we get the total 214 nanometers plus 15 nanometers plus 5 nanometers gives 234 nanometers. Let us consider two more examples. In this structure again, structure G, the structure is a cyclic diene. It is open chain structure. Obviously it is a cyclic diene. So one double bond, single bond, double bond. So this constitutes the diene system. Then in this diene system, to the first carbon there is one substituent indicated by A, and to the fourth carbon there is another substituent indicated by B. So two alkyl substituents. Base value for acyclic diene is 214 nanometers. Two alkyl substituents gives 2 into 5, that is 10 nanometers. The total is 224 nanometers, which is the lambda max value for this particular compound. Now let us consider this last example. So in this example H, the diene is heteroannular because both the double bonds are present in two different ring systems. One double bond is in A, other double bond is in ring B. Then when we consider the conjugated system like this, there are three ring residues. Ring residue A is present with the carbon atom in the ring A. Then ring residue B is in between A and B. So this is ring residue B, and ring residue C is present in the second ring. So these three ring residues make an increment of 15 and one exocyclic bond to ring A. So this is ring A. To the ring A there is one exocyclic bond which is a double bond in ring B. So exocyclic bond to ring A gives an increment of 5 nanometers. So the total comes to be 234 nanometers. With these examples we get a basic idea. So try to calculate these values once again in your notebooks, and during our next lecture we will try with some more examples of similar type, and then we will get the best idea. So in due course you go through the chart and you go through the fundamentals, you go through these solved problems, and we'll be back next time with some more problems for your practice.